there, and welcome to another episode of Smart Farming. This is a program designed to showcase and discuss digital tools that have been invented and adopted by IITA to assist individuals along the agricultural value chain with their agribusiness practices, agronomical practices, and even data management. I am Oluwasoga Olayemi, your host for the program. On today's episode, we will be looking at a digital tool that is quite different. This is a tool that has been adopted by the institutes known as the CKAN. What is this tool? What is it used for? These are what we'll be looking at with the help of a guest. Stay tuned as we go on a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Just before the quick break, I had mentioned that I'll be looking at a digital tool, the CKAN, that IITA has adopted for use here at the Institute. I have with me here a special guest to help throw more light on this tool. She's the head of the data management team here at the headquarters. She goes by the name Mrs. Oluwasoga Olayemi. Thank you for joining us here at the studio, ma'am.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, Ma, can you tell us what the CKAN is all about? What it stands for, the use of the CKAN?
Okay, CKAN is actually an acronym. It stands for Comprehensive Knowledge Archive Network. It is a data management system, an open source data management system tool that we use here in IITA, that we have adopted in IITA as a repository where we put all our digital data. You know, IITA as a research institution, we have lots of research data, and we need to keep this data somewhere to make them accessible for others to use. CKAN provides us with such a platform to put our data. You can just call it a bank, a data bank, and that's what we use to keep all our research data.
Now, you mentioned that the CKAN is like a data bank, sort of, and with your team, would like to know what are the strategies that you employ to ensure that your data sets are relevant and up to date?
Okay, thank you. Just as you said, the data management, it's a team of professionals. So what we do when we get raw data from researchers, we curate the data. And during the process of data curation, we look at the various data fields. We look at the data values themselves. We check for consistency, we check for accuracy, we check for completeness of data, and then we generate a persistent identifier for the data sets. The persistent identifier, and it's like a digital tag on the data. It's unique for every data set. So after generating the persistent identifier, then we now push the data into the data bank. So calling for the data will just require you linking on the persistent identifier, and then the data comes out for you. So we make sure that our metadata are well documented. We extract information from the data sets. We use AgriVoc terms, which are quality standard terms all over the Agricultural Research Institute field. So we use AgriVoc terms to generate our metadata, and this enables the searchability and the findability of the data sets themselves.
Thank you, Ma. So I would want us to take a quick look at the perspective of the user. What would you say is the most user-friendly thing about this tool, and what has been the feedback so far from the users?
One thing about CKAN is that it is very user-friendly, because it enables us to have a very rich metadata, and with the availability of that metadata, it makes the data easily findable. The search engine is very good, it's quick, it's efficient, and the interface, the user interface is very attractive, and you can easily filter down on data sets you need. So CKAN is very user friendly, and one good thing about CKAN, even though IITA uses it, is that you don't have to have an IITA email account before you can log into CKAN. As long as you have internet facilities, you can easily get into CKAN and download whatever or access whatever data sets you want.
Thank you for the explanation, ma'am. But I think for our viewers at home, it would be fair for them to see like a visual representation of how this works. So we'll be right back. Let's check this clip out.
To access datasets in CKAN, you go to any browser of your choice, go to the URL link, type data.iita.org. It takes you straight to the landing page. One of the ways to access data in the repository is if you know the researcher's name. For example, Gomomese, it gives you all datasets that this researcher is the creator or a contributor. Another way for you to access datasets in CKAN is come to this dataset tab here. It gives you numerous datasets that we have in CKAN. You can browse through every dataset of your choice. We have about 3,000 plus datasets here. And for example, you want to access this particular dataset here, repeatability and genetic advancement in early maturity maize hybrid. You can click on the dataset. You have information about the data, the creator, the institution, the ORCID ID of the creator. To access any dataset here, you click on the data. It opens the dataset for you. It previews the dataset for you. You can look through the dataset if it is of interest to you, and if it is, you click on this download button here. Automatically, it downloads the dataset for you right here, and the dataset goes into your download folder. Also, you can do the same with the data dictionary. The data dictionary is just a data about the data. It gives you information of what the dataset entails. To access this data dictionary as well, you can just click on the data dictionary. It previews the data dictionary for you. It gives you the variable names right here and the description of the variable names here. Then you do the same. Click on the download button, then it downloads the dataset for you. You go straight to your downloads right here. Then you can access your dataset. Then another way for you to access data in CKAN is when we upload your datasets, we generate a DOI. DOI is a digital object identifier. It is a unique identifier that is particular to your dataset alone. When you have this DOI link, which is usually located here in your data, when you have this DOI link, you can come to any search engine of your choice as well and paste your DOI there. It takes you directly to where the dataset is located. Majorly, this is how you access datasets in our repository, the IITA data bank. Thank you.
Welcome back. You're still watching Smart Farming on IITA TV. This is a show designed to showcase and discuss digital tools that IITA has invented and even adopted. And so far, we've been talking about the CKAN. I have here with me in the studio Mrs. Oluwasoga, the head of the data management team here in IITA. The clip that you just watched is just a simulation of how the CKAN operates, how data sets have been uploaded onto this tool, and then how it can be accessed by the users. So we'll be taking our final question, and then I want to know, so far, has the CKAN been sufficient to keeping your data, or you're looking towards integrating or adopting some other digital device or tool?
Well, thank you. So far, CKAN has been perfect in keeping our data. If you say sufficient, I would say it is more than sufficient, because our data goes into cloud servers, which virtually has an inexhaustible space. And then looking at the scalability of CKAN, we are looking at other data platform or data submission tools that we want to integrate into CKAN. One of them is the FairScribe, which is being developed in-house, the CG space, or rather by this one SIGA, and that we are looking to integrate into CKAN. And we are also looking at DataScribe too, which will help in data management. FairScribe will help the researchers in submitting their data directly into CKAN. If they can do the curation themselves, it will streamline and reduce the effort being done or being carried out before CKAN is before data is published into CKAN. Beg your pardon. So we are looking at these two platforms, if you can integrate them into CKAN. Thank you.
There you have it, viewers. But before we wrap up on this episode of Smart Farming, we'd like to take a quick look at our science corner and see what we have for us. Welcome back, and there you have it from our science corner on the episode today. Just as the saying goes, learning one thing about everything and everything about one thing, and so the learning never ends. This is where we begin to draw the curtains for today's episode. But once again, thank you for joining me in the studio.
Thank you for having us, and I hope you'll invite us for more sessions, and then we can talk more about digital tools.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Definitely. Thank you. All right. With this, we'll be bringing this episode to an end. However, if you are a researcher, a scientist, or a student trying to get more information on digital tools that are being used here at the Institute, please stick around for more updates. Also, be sure to subscribe to our channel and follow us on all our social media platforms. Thank you, and bye for now.